Hey everyone, you are not watching Wake Up San Francisco. You're watching In Studio, and we have Lori Loughlin here. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you. I like our little studio here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
sharp.
humble abode.
I like it.
Yeah. Well, there's so many fans of Full House here. We were so excited that you were coming in. It was one of my favorite shows personally growing up. And I just want to kind of reminisce about that. Like, tell me when you first got the script or whatever, your audition. How did that feel?
Well, it was kind of funny how it all came about. When I auditioned for Full House, it was a situation where I literally walked into my agent's office and I said, I've just paid my rent. I'm out of money. I have no money. I need a job.
Yeah.
And he did one of these on his desk. Well, this show, Full House, my other client, John Stamos, is on it. 6 episodes. Would that work for you? And I was like, yes, anything would work. And I knew John, actually, because I'd met John years before, and we were kind of friends for a little while. And then he lived on the West Coast. I lived on the East Coast, so we didn't kind of keep up with each other. But I met him, I was probably 18, maybe 17, 18, and he had been nominated for a daytime Emmy, and I was the presenter that year of that award. So that's how we first met. So I said to my agent, well, I know John, and I'd love to go audition. So I went and I auditioned, and I was only supposed to do 6 episodes, and lo and behold, I did 7 seasons, and the show was on for 8. So I came on the 2nd season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were some of your fondest memories? Do you have like something?
Just the laughter, all the laughter. Like there was a lot of we always had, working with Dave Coulier and Bob Saget and even John. They're all really funny guys. I wish that somebody would have been rolling tape on our rehearsals, or when we first got together in the morning and we were blocking, because those were truly some very funny times. Stuff that you'd have to put on HBO. You couldn't put it on network television, but we just laughed a lot. And in fact, I remember the first week that after I had done the show, like one episode, the next week I was working and I was like, oh, my stomach hurts. And I couldn't figure out. And then I realized it was from all the laughing. Like I was actually using stomach muscles I had never used before from laughing so hard. Yeah. So I just remember it being joyous and just fun and funny and very family-like. And we all just got along very well. And as a cast, we had great chemistry, and we all were good friends and still remain good friends today.
So when did you realize that Full House had become a family staple in households?
I think, honestly, when I really realized it was when Fuller House got picked up, when Fuller House became like a reality, and they made the first announcement before we even started working. Yeah. The reaction, like the fan reaction, I think it was then that I was like, oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
But up until that point, I always knew we were like this beloved show, and, generations had grown up on the show. But I think when it really came back as Fuller House, and that initial response was so overwhelming, and it was so big that I think that's when it finally really hit me.
At what point before the announcement did you hear about Fuller House coming back? Or that it had gotten the green light?
I think it was John that called me up and told me. Mm-hmm. I knew that they had something in the works, and I knew that they had been working on something for a while, but they were just trying to find the right home for it, and then Netflix came along. Yeah. And it all came together. So I think he was the first phone call, to let me know.
Speaking of Fuller House, final season's coming up.
I know, it's crazy. I don't understand why it's the final season. I have to be honest with you. I think it does really well for Netflix, and I don't know their business model. I'm not sure how it all works because it's not like network television. But I was surprised. I know it's 18 episodes, which is a bigger order than usual, but I'm still surprised that they're ending it at season 5.
What stage are you guys at with season 5 right now? I mean,
I have no idea. We're not even in production yet, so I don't even think they've started writing scripts. I'm sure the writers are getting together soon. I'm sure they'll start breaking stories pretty soon, and I think they're talking about maybe starting shooting like May. I heard.
Okay.
Maybe, yeah. Okay. But I think it's all still subject to change. Yeah. I don't know.
I know I had heard Candace Cameron Bure and Jodie Sweetin talking about maybe a triple wedding that they would hope to see.
It's funny? I just saw that on the way over here. I was going through some social media, maybe it was Twitter, and that just came up. I just saw that.
Yeah.
So that would be fun.
Yeah. Well, how would you like to see it all end?
Oh my goodness, actually wouldn't. I actually don't want to see it end.
Yeah.
To be
Keep it
honest.
open-ended.
Yeah, I mean, like I think
Yeah.
there are still so many great stories to be told, and
Yeah.
and who knows? Maybe if Netflix puts says no more, maybe someone else will pick it up. Who knows? You never
Right.
know.
Speaking of reboots, you were a part of 90210.
Yeah.
And there has been kind of, some talk of that show even being rebooted.
Again?
With the original cast.
Wow.
Bringing it back.
Whoa.
What was your experience like on that show?
Oh, I loved doing that show. I
Yeah.
really liked working with all those young actors because, when you've been in the business a long time, like anything, when you do something for a long time, maybe you don't. I always appreciate what I have, but maybe you just don't see it through the same eyes as like a new person comes. Like a little kid when you have Christmas with a little child, and
Right.
all of a sudden you see Christmas in a whole new light again.
Yeah.
I really felt that way working on 90210 with all those young actors, because for a lot of them this was like their big break, their big opportunity.
Yeah.
And they were so excited. And for me, I remember stepping back, watching them, going, wow, this is really great. And I have a whole new appreciation for what I do.
Yeah. And another place that we know you well from is Hallmark.
Yeah.
We kind of briefly touched upon that. And in the last few years, Hallmark TV and movies have really become a phenomenon.
Do not sleep on Hallmark. I've been saying this for a long time. I'm like, they are coming for you.
Yes.
They're very successful. They have a lot of money, and they've got a lot of projects in the works.
Why do you think the movies and TV shows resonate so well with audiences?
Because I think that they are, while they are a heavily female demographic, they are very family oriented. And I think that network television, unfortunately, has gotten away from that. And I think Hallmark has been smart enough to go, that market is ripe, and
Right.
somebody, like it's flush, like people want it. And I think also in this day and age, the world, we get so much news at us all the time, right? 24/7. Pick up your phone, turn on your television, pull up your
Right.
computer. And I think that there's a lot of great things happening in the world, and then there's a lot of tumultuous, things going on, and I think when you're constantly seeing that 24/7, people are also looking for a break.
Right.
And I think Hallmark is a good place to go for that.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the reasons I think One Calls the Heart, the series that I do for them, which is set in the early 1900s, does so well, because it's a time period where things were simpler, and it was about community and neighbors and helping one another and being kind to each other, and everyone pitching in, and wow, what a concept. So
Yeah.
I think it brings people back to a simpler time and a
Right.
happier place, and I think that's why it's done so well.
Right. You bring up When Calls the Heart. How would you explain Abigail to someone that hasn't seen the series yet, and someone that wants to kind of jump in now with this brand new season starting soon?
Oh my goodness. Well, I mean, if you want to catch up, it's on Netflix. But Abigail, I think what I love about the character, she just keeps getting stronger and stronger. But she's the mayor of the town. A little bit of license there. I don't know if there were too many mayors in the early 1900s, but that's what I like about it. So we have like a period piece, but then we take some liberties, and it's a show about empowering women, which I like. So I would say Abigail is a strong single mom trying to make her way in the world. She's a good friend. She's a good mother. I think she's a good business partner. And I think, you could jump in at any point if you want with One Calls the Heart. I don't think it's that hard to pick up and figure out what's going on. But like I said, if you want, it's on Netflix. It's such a joyous show, and we have such a great fan base. We have this group of women called the Hardys, women and men actually, and they coined themselves the Hardys. They gave themselves that hashtag social media name, the Hardys. And I don't know, they're just like this movement that has really helped the show just gain even more like attention and more of a fan base. It's been pretty remarkable, and I will say I have always had really amazing fan response from being on Full House. But the fan response I get from being on When Calls the Heart is nothing like I've ever experienced in my career.
Really? How so?
I have people come up to me literally with tears in their eyes and say, like, you don't even know, like, this show has helped me so much.
Wow.
Or this show is just like my safe haven. But completely, totally, emotionally overwhelmed. And people like on Twitter or reach out to me like, I want to move to Hope Valley. That's the name of our fictitious town. I want to move to Hope Valley. I want, like, it's just really, there is something about that show that speaks to people in a very profound way. I've never experienced, truly never experienced it. I started my career on a daytime soap opera called The Edge of Night, and fan interaction with that was also pretty intense, but in a different way, because they thought they were your best friend, and they could go like, "Wait, you did that?" And fans would literally come up to you and like, smack you.
Yeah.
But it's just funny. But When Calls the Heart is very I don't know. It's kind of powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a Hallmark fan, sometimes I sit there and wonder, we see these beloved actresses that we grew up watching over and over again. Now, is there a reason why Hallmark always uses the same actresses in their films?
I feel like their mentality is a lot to like the old studios many years ago where you were under contract. Not that we're under contract, but that they just go back, and if they like you and they like working with you and you're in their stable of actors and your family, they'll keep using you.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah.
It's great for us.
And we see you guys interact a lot, crossover.
Because you know what? If the channel is doing well and we're all doing well, then it's great. It's more work for everybody. It's
Right.
and and that's what I like too. Like everyone is very supportive of each other. We promote each other's movies or TV shows, whatever's on. We're always like on our social media platform saying, hey, watch Candace's movie tonight. Watch Danica McKellar's movie tonight. Like just we try to all help each other out like that.
And Hallmark just announced that they were going to be airing Christmas movies every Friday or
Very
Saturday.
Smart. They are smart. Those Hallmark people, they're on the ball. People love Christmas.
Yeah.
I was just up in Canada working because I also do a series of mystery movies for the Hallmark Movie and Mystery Channel called Garage Sale Mystery, and I just completed movie number 16. Wow. And same character, so it was basically become like a little mini series of movies. But the girls, the wardrobe girls and the hair and makeup girls and the girl that is my driver, the other day they were so funny. We got in the car and my phone went on and I started playing Christmas music, and they got so excited, like it came through the speakers in the van, and they were like, "Yeah, we were hoping we would hear Christmas music." And it's just funny. I think there's something about Christmas that makes everyone really happy, and here we are, right? We're just a couple months out from Christmas, and these girls are going, we were just longing to hear Christmas music.
We miss it.
Yeah.
Now, will we see you in more Christmas movies, do you think?
I hope so.
Okay.
I mean, I'm trying to develop something right now. I have to be honest, I've been pretty busy between doing the mystery movies, doing When Calls the Heart, and then doing Fuller House. My schedule gets pretty packed.
Yeah.
So, but I'll try. I found a window last year to do a Christmas movie for them, so I'm hoping to do that again this year.
Your career sounds like a dream. You get to sit with your character for a while and
it's
develop.
Really, what's really nice too is in all of these scenarios, I'm with the same cast and the same crew, which is amazing because
That's
you
cool.
have those relationships, right? And it just becomes, I'm sure that everyone you work with here, like when you work with people for a while, it's secondhand, right? You don't even they know what you're thinking, and everybody's like 5 steps ahead of it. It's really great.
Thank you so much. It's unfortunately all the time we have for today. Now, When Calls the Heart, when is that coming back?
That will premiere Sunday, February 24th on Hallmark Channel 8, 7 Central.
Be sure to tune in, guys.